Instead of the game being over, it appears that the Redskins get the 5th down.
And the cat is elusive. He's walking. He's walking to the 3. He's at the 2. Fielding the cat runs into the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Snap, placement, kick by Hartley, and it is good! It's good! It's good! Pigs have flown. Hell is frozen over. The Saints are on their way to the Super Bowl.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the 5th down. I'm the captain.
I'm Tootsie.
All right, guys. Week 7's in the books. A lot of games took place. Nothing really super duper exciting.
I mean, some guys played some football and they scored some points, and some people won some games, and some people lost some games, and just another week of football.
Yeah, let's pull an old John Madden and let's just call that a wrap on that.
That's my absolutely worst John Madden. Remember, guys, bad impressions. That's why you're here.
Yeah, I mean, guys wear contacts so they can see better. I mean, let's just do some great Maddenisms right now, right?
And you got the mama bucket and the daddy bucket, and they had a baby bucket.
Yeah, I mean, they used
I
stick them for gloves like that, and now they got the gloves. I mean, it's just we all remember the crappy quotes from Madden himself and from the Madden football game. But yes, rest in peace, John Madden. We did a show to him last year, but still got to give some props to him. He's missed. If you pay attention to football commentary right now, he was one of the greatest to ever do it. There's not a lot out there that can come close to him right now. So I don't know why we just did a tribute to Madden, but hey, whatever. Why not, right?
Why not?
All right, so we had some trades go down this week. We're coming to the trade deadline on, I think it's November 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Coming down to the end of it. Trades started popping off this week. After we signed off last week, Christian McCaffrey was traded from the Panthers to the Broncos.
The 49ers.
I'm sorry, the 49ers. My bad.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Where he actually took part in the game. He was traded on Friday or Thursday.
He played Sunday.
He played Sunday.
Got like 40 yards or something.
Yeah, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with an actual team that can back him up. So, it's good for him, but maybe bad for the NFC.
Well, look, he had 8 carries for 38 yards, and he caught 2 balls for an additional 24. So, I mean, the guy came in, and he puts up more yards than he's probably put up, in most games for the Panthers this year. So, with Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk, is Jimmy Garoppolo the next greatest thing? No, but that team all of a sudden
they should
got
win.
a lot more dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. McCaffrey is every bit the athlete that any of these other guys are, right?
Yeah.
And you are going to have a very explosive backfield there. Because, I mean, come on, let's just – Deebo is amazing, and McCaffrey is in that same,
Well,
from
actually,
anywhere.
To me, he's a level above Deebo.
Because he's a true dual threat running back.
Yeah, when he stays
healthy,
that's the key with him is his health. But he's looking like he might make it this year.
I mean, him and Saquon both look fantastic. They look fantastic.
Behind a better offensive line is what he has now in San Francisco. Better coaching staff, better quarterback, just better team, better defense, better team all around. He should excel in this, and I think it was a great trade for him. Panthers got a boatload of numbers back for him, draft picks and whatnot. They're definitely in the rebuilding year, so they're set up for that. So good for them. Then we had Robert Quinn. That happened today. Robert Quinn from the Bears to the Eagles. So Eagles are putting the NFC on notice that they're all in. They're going to do what they can. I'm wondering if that pick from us had anything to do with that. Maybe that entered that trade somewhere along the line. I don't know the details of the trade. I doubt it was a first round pick involved, but that also has them the ability to make more, is because they have more draft picks from us, from the Saints that we gave them last season. So.
Yep, and I think that the Chicago's kind of going into sell mode. It is what it is.
Yeah, you may see them a lot more move.
I can't blame them at this point. We still may see the coaching staff there change.
Rookie coach Mike Eberflus.
Yeah.
I think you get another year out of him. I don't think it's as bad.
I think so too, because they knew what was going to happen this season. I think going into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was
the Raiders
going in. So
the Raiders did make a trade as well of Hankins, their defensive tackle, to the Cowboys. Say that 5 times fast. Raiders get a 6th-round pick. The Cowboy. And then, of course, the other big trade this week, and I say big in the sense of so far there's nothing. Let's just go through them all. Okay, stand by.
Well, I mean, you had James Robinson,
James Robinson to the Jets from the. He's hurt at this point, which is.
But it's still a move because they lost Breece Hall for the year. Kid was having a great rookie run at it.
Year.
So
amazing rookie year. It was so sad to see it go him down.
So, yeah.
And then you've got Michael Carter there, but they also need a little more help to back it up. So I mean that immediately vaults ATN to the top of the ticket in Jacksonville, which he's probably earned that this year for sure. But it does leave them a little depleted. It's nice to have James Robinson in your back pocket. The guy is 1,000-yard rusher the last 2 seasons. That he was healthy, at least. So, I mean, he's a guy you don't want to give up easily. Let's see. Panthers also got rid of Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals. Another team that's just they're selling. So
that's a lateral move for Robbie Anderson. He went from a crap quarterback in Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, who we were high on headed into the season, but he's proved us wrong so far this year, to another mediocre quarterback in Kyler Murray, who's just not doing it.
And look, what can you do, right? I mean, it's just not.
He's just not the guy. Like, I mean, they paid him a lot of money to be the guy, and maybe this is why they didn't want to pay him the money. Maybe this is why they wanted a Call of Duty clause in his contract, so he wouldn't be playing Call of Duty right now, and he would be paying attention to what's actually happening in the NFL in the thing. So it's kind of like it's just a lot going on. I hope it works out for a few more guys, but it's just a even trade for Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, and they get a 6th and a 7th round pick for it, so that's pretty good for Robbie. This is actually a pretty good one. Deion Jones from the Falcons to the Browns. I think we're probably going to see a little more fire sale on the Falcons pieces soon. We've got.
I don't know, dude. Falcons are at the top of the freaking league, top of the NFC South right now. So I mean, why would they fire sale? Why would they trade out? They're a playoff team at this moment.
They are a playoff team at this moment. So why not sell high? I would sell high right now.
I mean, you get hot at the right time. I mean, the NFL is a league of parity. It's a league of what have you done for me lately? It's a league of any given Sunday, right? So who's to say? I mean, we saw the Giants do it years ago, make a run coming out of the wild card and to win the Super Bowl. Why can't it be the Falcons? Why, maybe they get hot at the right time. Maybe they finally put something together and do it. If I'm the Falcons front office at this moment, I'm actually trying to get players and not get rid of stuff.
Yeah. Still, that's what happens. Patriots trade offensive tackle Justin Herron, their 7th-round pick, and 7th-round pick for a 6th-round pick next year. Nothing too crazy there. And then, of course, the Robert Quinn to the Eagles was the latest and greatest.
Looks like it was a 4th-round pick.
I mean, the Eagles are doing what the Rams did last year. They're saying, screw it, let's go all in, let's win a Super Bowl. And they're looking like a team that will.
But I mean, all in to me is not a 4th-round pick. Like, it has to be more involved in that trade. It's not just Robert Quinn for
a 4th-round pick. That's fine. That's great. That's great. Robert Quinn's 31, I think. You guys got gas left in the tank to get you to a championship. So why not? Why not? I say go.
I'm not saying the Eagles are stupid in this point. I'm saying the Bears are stupid for only taking a 4th-round pick.
Oh, I get.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
That's where I'm at. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I was misunderstood, but I don't believe that was a fair trade. I feel like that should have been denied by the owners or something.
I
vetoed out the fantasy league or something.
Look, I cannot confirm or deny how good that is, but I can tell you that it's just, of all the trades, it's the McCaffrey, the Quinn. Those are kind of the big ones to me. I mean, this is just a great move. The Eagles are.
I don't think it's done. I don't think trades are done. I think you have teams like. I think you have teams like the Saints who don't have a lot of draft picks next year.
Brandon Cooks is out there.
The Saints. I'm sorry, and I'm getting here, and I said this on the Facebook page earlier this week, earlier end of last week. I'm sorry that after that debacle on Thursday night when the Saints dropped to the Cardinals with 2 pick sixes, and that was basically your difference in the game. Do the Saints do the same as the Panthers? Do we fire sale? Do we try to, find some draft picks out of the guys we have and see what we can do? Because you have high dollar contracts that are just not paying out right now. I mean, Michael Thomas eventually might be healthy. Maybe he'll be more healthy for another team. Maybe you ship him out. He's not doing anything for us on the bench. Alvin Kamara might be a guy that we could, trade off to get something for while he still has something left in the tank, right? Running back lifespan in the NFL is very short. His is probably coming close to an end if you want to talk about it that way. So why not get something for him now instead of having to pay him that next deal? Who else was another guy I was thinking of? Marshawn Lattimore is another high-profile guy that we might be able to move to bring in draft picks. I mean, I'm looking at this team. This is not a team that's winning. This is not a team that the way they're playing is not a team that can win. They're doing everything they can to lose, and that's not what a team does. A team, teams find ways to win, and we find ways to lose. So,
well, look, Kamara is averaging. Let me see if I can.
And we're not going to get high. We're not going to get high draft picks for him either. That's the thing.
No, but
you're talking about big name guys that we wouldn't get a lot for, but they're the biggest names that we can trade away to get something for.
He's only going to hit 1,000 carries this season. Okay, he's still not even there yet.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're talking about 2,000 carries, that's.
But when you look at Kamara's career, he's had leg injuries,
yeah.
Ankle injuries, and he's had something that kept him out of games almost every season because he's getting banged up, and it's the way he plays the game. I mean, if you look at him, the way he takes the hits and he bounces off of them and does a thing, it's the way he plays the game.
Yes.
Is why he suffers these injuries. But how much longer does he have left? Because, like I said, running back lifespans in the NFL are short. 5 years at the max is maybe 7. If you're lucky. So I mean, if my math is right and I've looked at it enough, that might be the average lifespan on an NFL running back. I'm just saying, we're coming to the end of that.
I think it's somewhere like 2.5 years, like roughly.
Yeah, so it might even be lower. But I mean, just injuries, and that's something we want to talk about later. Injuries in the NFL this year has been freaking just astronomical across my fantasy football team. Is a who's who of IR. I mean, it's just every week that I lose another high profile player to something, and it's not just the little guys; it's big names that are happening. You said it happened to Breece Hall. You saw he lost it. DK Metcalf went down with a knee ligament injury this week, and that led to Pete Carroll talking about the difference between playing on grass or turf. Saying which one's better. Should we be playing on grass? Should we be playing on turf? And my opinion is, looking at where these injuries end up happening, it's more on fields that are made out of turf. So it seems like something's happening with the cleats, and they're not giving, and they're not doing whatever. They're holding too tight, and these guys are tearing knees and ankles and all these things like that. So maybe the league needs to find ways to ban these artificial type fields and have ways to put grass in domes and stadiums in Arizona that can't grow grass, or Vegas that is in the middle of a desert, and that's one of the biggest issues. You have teams who have stadiums that are incapable of growing their own fields, or the inability to. So you have these artificial, fields, and a lot of injuries take place there.
Yeah. So I looked at this just right before we got on the air, and in 2020, the NFLPA started calling for this. According to their analysis from the NFL Players Association, there's a 28% higher rate of non-contact lower extremity injuries when playing on artificial turf as compared to grass. Okay, so
these are guys getting hurt, not even involved in a play.
Well, this is just coming down on when you're catching. When you're reaching out to catch that ball, you're coming down on your legs, your knees, whatever. And what happened on Sunday was both DK Metcalf and Chargers cornerback J.C. Jackson went down on non-contact plays, and then Jackson's done for the season with I think it was a patella tendon. In the knees.
I think I heard dislocated kneecap. So yeah, that would be your patella.
Yes.
All that area. I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express, so that would.
But was it last night? I mean, because apparently
it was a few weeks
only
ago.
Works if it's last night, obviously. But no, I think that's a good argument to have. I personally, I mean, dude, we're from Thibodaux. We played in the grass. All the fields in college are grass. All the fields, you play on as a kid, it's grass.
Well, I mean, some of the fields in college are starting to become that artificial turf because you're having donors come back and donate fields. I mean, right here, where I live now in Destrehan, they have an artificial turf field, donated by Ed Reed. At Nichols, they have an artificial turf field donated by the Mannings. So it's starting to make its way into, college and high school because, like I said, donors are coming back to those schools and they're donating to these other places.
I don't know. I just the thickness of the grass, the real grass, the bounciness, the give. Turf is getting better, of course, but I still think there's that aspect of a natural field that gives you a little bit more cushion when you go down on it. And
well, I mean, should the NFL be doing some research on proper footwear? Should we be looking at better shoes, better cleats, and whatnot for them?
That's not going to do any good when you reach out for a thing and you bang your knee on the floor, on the ground.
Yeah, but a lot of it comes down from, and what you see is a lot of ACLs and a lot of ankle turns and twists and all these things like that, and that comes a lot from the cleat not given from the grass. It's holding on too much to the turf. So, like I said, we go every season. Oh, we got to protect the player. Let's make improvements on the helmet. Maybe we should look at other places. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get CTE from a bad ankle, but you may extend somebody's career by another season or two if they're not blowing their knees out because of the turf, and the shoes grabbing onto it. So maybe some research needs to be done there. Maybe the NFL needs to start thinking lower than the head and start working on the feet. And it might be able to save some people's careers for a couple more years. It's just us talking. It doesn't, it's not going to make a difference on what it is, but those injuries happen every week in and week out. And like I said, and this is in our personal league that we have with the Fifth Down members, I'm in third to last place, because I've suffered so many different injuries every week. I'm scrambling to find a running back or a receiver, to put in that spot because I lost one to injury the week before. So, just maybe the NFL needs to do a little research. Look at the feet. Doesn't always have to be the head. Maybe we could do something with the knees and the ankles and figure something out from there. But we just wanted to touch on that because it does make a difference in the game. It discourages a home field, a home crowd from looking at it. Jets are hot right now. 6-1, right? And they just lost the best running back they've had probably since Curtis Martin.
Yeah.
If I have to be honest, they lost him for the season because of a knee injury. It disheartens the fan base, and whatnot.
It's the trade for James Robinson, which, now look, Michael Carter, he's pretty good running back. He's going to carry that team, I think, well enough. But Breece Hall was looking to be something special, man. Like, he just coming in, that guy to be the one to just take it to the next level. And look, Robert Saleh, what he's done with that organization in 2 years has just been awesome. Yeah,
I think we talked about it. I know I really like Robert Saleh in this position. Last year was his rookie year as coach. You see what you see from a rookie coach. But like I said, I thought he was a good hire. Very good defensive mind, and that it's a lot where they're winning the game there. And he brought in the right people to help him out on the offensive side. And you can see it happening this year with finally winning some games and putting some things together. So
yes.
you have.
And look, they're the big surprise, right? Is the Jets are probably the biggest surprise. Okay, other surprises. I think the Jets are the biggest surprise to me. Daboll, he's from a very successful program.
Yeah, but I didn't have him turning around that team that fast.
I didn't either, but I knew it was probably going to happen sooner or later.
He's found a way to make Daniel Jones good. And we did say during the offseason, one of the offseason shows, that if anybody can save Daniel Jones' career, it's Brian Daboll.
Because
he's doing that.
Yeah. Look what he's done for other, guys. So,
Josh Allen.
Yeah. And Daniel Jones is not a small quarterback either, right? He's another big guy.
He's I'm not going to say Josh Allen 2.0 because that would mean he's better, but he's like a beta version of Josh Allen, right? He's being tried out.
Not beta male, but like a beta test.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying he's Josh Allen before you fix the bugs,
right?
And put him out there. They're that same style. They like to run when it comes down to it, and Daniel Jones has proven he can throw the ball. So, just like we saw from Josh Allen. So, like we said it earlier, if anybody can fix Daniel Jones, is Brian Daboll, and he's making that happen now.
Yeah, and look, between New York, Dallas, Philly, we got so many surprises in the NFC beast. That was the least, is now the beast.
And the South is the least.
And the Vikings are in command of the North. I didn't see that coming.
I had that pick.
Green Bay's looking like hot garbage. Their offense is stagnant and terrible, and there might actually be one of the only offenses that was worse than ours now.
Honestly, it kind of sucks, man, because, I'm going to talk about the Saints for a minute, but, with Andy Dalton being in control of the Saints, their quarterback, the offense of the Saints has actually been one of the top offenses in the league since
It has
Andy Dalton
improved.
took place. The problem is like we've said before, we're finding ways to lose the game. You know, the 3 interceptions in the first half against the Cardinals, the not making one first down against the Bengals to close out the game. In a game they never, same thing with the Bengals game. They never was losing that game until the last minute and 57 seconds. You know, it's like we just find ways to lose, and that's either bad coaching or bad luck, if you want to say. I don't know. Do we know that? I don't know that. I'm just going to be honest, Thane. If you know the answer, go ahead and type it up because I don't know. Oh, the Raiders? Well, I mean, after this week, we're about to propel them to number 1.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have several.
I mean, look, the Raiders have
players
been
who are gonna
looking
be out.
freaking good, and I mean, look, that's another team that's losing games by very small amounts so far this year. I
haven't paid enough attention to them to say
they lost by 5 to
anything
the
about it.
Chargers. They lost by 6 to the Cardinals. They lost by 2 to the Titans. And then they lost by 1 to the Chiefs when they should have tied the damn game.
Yeah, that was that game.
That was that
that was
game.
coaching.
So
I'll give that
that's
coaching.
that is on coaching 110%.
Now let's look at
Go-
the Saints. No, let's not. I don't want
That's
to.
no. We blew. We were trying to match field goal. We were trying to match touchdowns with field goals.
Against the Bengals, yes.
3 turnovers. Nothing against the Cardinals. Played good defense. A couple of batted balls that ended up in interceptions, you know. And I think that's about half of the interceptions this year have just been really good defensive plays, getting to the line of scrimmage, getting hands on the ball, and then just, tip drills. I feel like there's at least one of those every game.
Whatever it is, whatever reason it is, the ball's not bouncing our way. You know, we're giving up 3 turnovers to 1. You know, a fumble. You know, we're giving up. We've had 1 interception this entire year. Like, come on, Tyrann Mathieu, you're supposed to be the honey badger. Don't care, right? I mean, he doesn't care anymore.
He's got 1 interception.
You know, the only interception we have this year on our defense, and the defense was supposed to be the thing that propelled this team into the next level, and they're just not showing up on a weekly basis.
We have 9 interceptions and 6 fumbles. That's not good.
Yeah, so that makes
that's
us
not good. That's 15 turnovers.
minus 14 for the season.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's not how you win. But I mean, it's just not a good team. We're bad. We're going to see that again this week. We'll be in it all the way to the end to give up right at the last quarter and break some hearts.
We are dead last in the league at -10.
Okay. See, I thought it'd been worse than that. I forgot. I'm sorry. We did have a few fumble recoveries.
Yes.
But yeah.
But we are -10 in the turnover differential. We are averaging -1.4 per game.
That's awesome. That's winning football.
Yes.
Coaching or personnel, both? Yes.
Yes.
That's the answer. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's coaching for putting the personnel that we have out on the field and dealing with the personnel that we have. Like, somebody said the other day, what's the Commanders running back that got shot in the leg? He missed 4 games and he's back out on the field playing.
And he's like just going out like a beast right now.
And you have Michael Thomas who refuses to get back on the practice field. And it's like, man, just imagine if Michael Thomas was shot in the leg. They had to amputate the damn thing.
Brian Robinson Jr., that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, we don't have anybody out there right now that's showing the heart to even be there. Like even Kamara, like he's giving it his all, but you can even look at him in the face when he's on the sidelines. There's no more smiles. There's no more nothing. he's just there to do his job, and he's doing the best he can with what he has. But if you're on the sideline and you're looking at Michael Thomas not doing his part, and Jarvis Landry not doing his part, and whoever else is out on a chipped toenail
and I mean,
or
really,
bruised,
Chris Olave is becoming the guy. And if Chris Olave becomes that guy, then Michael Thomas is all of a sudden tradable.
He's been tradable. I mean, ever since the start of the year. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if we would move on from him by the trade deadline. Because, I mean, what has he done for us this year? A few catches in the game against the Falcons.
I think you shop.
Pretty much been solid since then. I mean,
I think you shop.
I would put him out there and just see if somebody's willing to give you something for him. We have to recoup draft picks somewhere along the line. So I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen, because Olave has proved himself, to be the guy.
And look, Brandon Cooks is out there in the trade market, right? Come back home,
I don't
buddy.
know if I want to go down that road again. I don't think so either, but there's bound to be somebody with an injured running back or something who's willing to pick up another injured running back. I mean, receiver who's willing to pick up another injured receiver. I mean, you see shit like this in the NFL all the time. Somebody pick up somebody that you never thought would move. So
I mean, he could end up in Green Bay.
It might be the best thing for him. I mean, maybe Rodgers will be that guy to get him out on the field. I mean, do they have another sixth? I think we got their sixth when we gave him Chancey Gardner-Johnson.
I don't think there's another six. I don't think
they have that one anymore. But
excuse Podcat, everyone. She needs attention today, apparently.
All right, so let's go on to our picks for the week. Our little game that we play on the show. That is right. You read the numbers right. Tutsi's 18-10, and I'm 19-9. So just to cliff notes on that, he went 3-1, and I went 4-0 this week.
Massive. At least you refilled your Caesar Sportsbook pool.
What sucks is, dude, I did it right. I put more money in right before that one hit, so I could bet on the Pels, and I hit that one, so I should have just waited and used that money.
Whatever.
It is what it is.
I was down to my last $5 when I went 4-0 and got that parlay, so that was nice.
Right,
Captain, give them your picks for this week.
All right, this week I got the Jets over the Pats. I actually picked the Seahawks over the Giants, the Cowgirls over the Bears, and Ravens over the Bucks.
All right, and for me, I've got the Jags over the Broncos. San Francisco taking down the chance. I'm going to go ahead and add that McCaffrey gets over 100 yards in this game. Atlanta, of course, is going to be Carolina. Probably.
You say that. I mean, they just came off the win against Tampa, too.
And I'm going to go ahead and give the Commanders, the Washington Commanders, over the Indianapolis Colts after the Colts bench Matt Ryan with a separated shoulder and not the best play.
Let's just call it a separated shoulder.
You know what? They said they would have benched him anyway. And look, Matt Ryan has been very professional this season, okay? He was very professional with how the things went down for the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. He was very professional when he got traded. He was very professional then. And look, he gave a pretty classy answer. Look, we gave him shit because he was Matty Melts, for the longest time. He's
Matty Melted.
and he looks like he may be, at that done stage. And I think it's fair to ask, is Aaron Rodgers getting there?
Oh, I mean, I said that at the beginning of the year.
I just think
Aaron Rodgers' heart is not in it anymore.
There's no timing. There's no chemistry. I'm not feeling anything from him. His receivers can't get on the same page. I think him and LaFleur are not
seeing eye to eye again.
It was a bad situation when you assign him to that contract and then you train away
Davante Adams,
his top weapon, and do not replace
Yeah, but they've never replaced. Why would they replace now?
Well, that's been his beef the entire time he's there, and it is a fair criticism because they do not draft receivers for him. They, he came in. He was lucky to have. Damn.
I don't know if you're just making a joke or you actually did the math, but that would be.
You know what? I
poetic.
would believe. DZ, I'm gonna believe this because I'm gonna report it. Fake news or not, who cares? It's a great joke either way.
Yeah. we can't confirm or deny the validity of that joke, but for those of you listening and not watching it, he says that.
It's true. He says it's true.
He was benched on the 28th week and third day of his time with Indy. 28-3 strikes again. So, but all right. So where were we? Ragging on Aaron Rodgers, my favorite pastime. Yeah, dude. I said it. I think it's the haircut. I mean, I said it last week. I think that
it's like Samson. Yeah, I love it.
I love it's like. Take. Samson, they cut his hair, and now he's just crap. He looks like a penguin from, one of those penguins with the frilly things out the side right now. I don't know what he was thinking with that haircut, but
it could be he had his relationship issues in the offseason as well, right? Tom Brady's just spilling over right onto the field, like
Aaron Rodgers has that every week. I mean, maybe he's too high on ayahuasca to know what he's doing. And that's why he can't get his timing down. Maybe he needs to get his receivers all jacked up on the stuff. And that's what we're talking about. Maybe the shaman's in the desert. Maybe he needs to bring his receivers with him on another ayahuasca trip, and then they can maybe get on the same page and maybe save their season. But as for the Bucks, Giselle destroyed Tom, the
score is
he's
the
a broken man.
Team. It's like the Bucks 6, the opposing team Giselle. It's just
it
is whatever is going on in his personal life.
I
have never seen Tom Brady like this. It could just be that he's done. That could be it. But come on, man. The guy's going through a divorce with a woman he's been with for, it feels like 20 years.
I mean, longer than, just about as long as he's played for the Patriots. So, I mean, it's one of those things.
And look, I don't blame her for wanting him home. But again, I don't blame him for saying, look, I can only do this 1 or 2 more years, right? I can't take a break and then come back to football at 48.
I mean, he should have just retired.
I
mean,
with Gronk not coming back, I kind of thought
time.
Maybe
it's time. Sorry, Tom.
They started off really well. I mean, it's just
Did they? Did they though? I mean, they beat the Cowboys in week 1. They beat the Saints in week 2 after some bullshit calls.
They're still on the top of the NFC.
They beat who they beat? Did they beat the Falcons in week 3? Yeah. So they went 3-0 at that point, and then it's just been
No, they went.
They went.
They went. They were
Four
when
straight
they
losses?
beat the Falcons. They were 3-2, and then they lost the last 2 to the Steelers and the Panthers. The Panthers was just really hard because they traded McCaffrey, and then they go down 21-3. Yep, and then they still lose 21-3. So that one's a lot on offense. Though 3 points is pathetic.
Yeah, so
that team was.
You want to talk about not being in sync? He had Mike Evans wide open for that touchdown, and he just lets it through.
That was on Mike. That was on Mike Evans. That was 100% on Mike Evans. And when that happened, I was just like,
momentum. We talk about it being a thing all the time. Momentum. It's one of those.
My fantasy day just went like.
I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah.
That would have won me my game.
Screw our fantasy league. I hate you guys.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
It's like all of a sudden we have no clue what we're doing.
I am 1-6 in both my leagues. I have tanked my Yahoo fantasy score from mid-tier platinum down to silver in 7 weeks. I can't do any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. I suck at fantasy football. I want the shirt.
Buy 2.
But I'm not quitting.
Yeah, buy 2. I wear a 2X. I think we need it. Yeah, exactly. But I think we need to change our little logo up in the top right-hand corner to "We suck at fantasy football."
I'm fine with that.
Next few weeks. 81-1. Can we agree on the Pels?
You know what? Let's talk Pels and let's talk Tigers because I'm done with the NFL for this week. I don't care. The Pels looking great. They're off to a hot start.
I give them 50-something wins. I mean that's doable.
I think that's a fair. I mean, I see playoffs is.
Oh yeah, they're going to finish top 5 in the West. They probably have one of the deepest benches you've seen in the NBA in a very long time. One of the strongest starting 5 this season so far. I have them at a 5, but 4 is definitely possible. Maybe even higher than that, depending on what everyone else does. And the best part of it is that when everything's said and done, the Lakers are sucking so much ass this year that they might find themselves in a lottery. We can't 100% agree with that now, but it's a scenario people are talking about because the Pels have that pick swap with them this year. So they find themselves in a lottery. We swap that pick. We're there too, making the playoffs. So, it's the same Lakers team as last year that fell apart and didn't do anything. So, they didn't make a whole lot.
I mean,
of
really,
changes.
the only thing that seems to be going right now for the Lakers is LeBron, coming up on the all-time points record from Kareem.
That makes a lot of difference when your team's not winning.
That makes no difference. I mean, it's great personal. It's a great personal career moment for LeBron. But what good does it do you when your team's starting 0-4?
Yeah.
It's just not a good start.
I love seeing it. It's my favorite part of the NBA is watching the Lakers lose. So, and watching the Lakers lose and watching the Pels win. So, I mean, I'm excited about this season. I had high hopes coming in for the Pels this year, especially the way they finished last year. Making it through the play-in tournament, pushing the Suns to that Game 6. Without Zion, you saw a lot of growth in our younger people. Agreed 100% there, DZ. That I have a lot of hope in the Pels, and I think they're gonna make a run for it this year. And a lot of the bigger people in the NBA are starting to see what this team can be and what David Griffin has put together. Through that trade, that Anthony Davis trade is really, really being the one to pay off, right? Because without that, you don't get CJ McCollum because you don't have the trade, you don't have the assets to make that happen there. You don't have Zion, you don't have the things you have to make that happen, and that just you don't have the draft picks that we've gotten. You don't have the chance for a pick swap this year. You don't have another first-round pick in either next year's draft or the year's draft after that. So, I mean, not only are the Pels built to win now, they have the ability to draft to keep on winning, to build that team through the draft.
Yes, we haven't sold all our draft picks out.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
He's done a good job at making sure that this team's going to be around and relevant for the next few years.
And look, maybe this will be some fuel for the Saints too. Like the Pels start off really hot,
I feel like the Saints need to mimic this, and that's another thing I'm saying with
Kamara. I was reading earlier today. Kamara was talking about, look, we gotta get our rhythm together. We gotta get our.
But it's week 7. We're going into week 8. We shouldn't be getting our rhythm together now.
Well,
that should have been in week 1 and 2.
We haven't had the starting offense on the same field together since week 1.
Well, whose fault is that? I mean, training staff. I mean,
you can't.
That's really. I want to know whose fault. Why are we, for 2 years in a row, one of the most consistent teams injured? It's not like it's not like it's not an anomaly. It's not like it just happened this year. It's been happening for so long.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's the Saints.
We have no draft picks. We've traded them away with stupid trades with the Eagles to move up to get Trevor Penning, and we moved Chancey Gardner Johnson to get nothing from them. It's nuts that Mickey Loomis made these decisions with having made such great decisions in the past to keep us where we're at, that we made these moves and nothing has panned out or played out the way that we need them to at this moment. And it's mind-blowing how bad the Saints are doing right now. And it starts at the front office on down right now. I mean, maybe Dennis Allen isn't that guy. Maybe we thought he was because we wanted to keep that continuity. Maybe we need to blow that up.
I am going to just say Dennis Allen I don't think he can deal with the offensive side of things, and I think Pete Carmichael one of them is going to have to go next year. Well, I don't see both of them still being on this team next year.
I mean, I see Pete Carmichael being the one to leave. I see them sticking with Dennis Allen for another season. He's the head coach.
Dennis Allen, with all the work he's done for us on defense over the last few years, the guy has been one of the most consistent, one of the best. I think he's the best adjustment coach in the NFL. There's nobody better at adjusting to the second half than Dennis Allen on the defensive side of the ball.
Thane, I agree 100%.
That's actually true. I think the defense is not living up to it.
Since Andy Dalton took over on the center, for whatever reason, the offense has been one of the best in the league. They showed the graphic in the Cardinals game. I mean, I think we were like first in passing yards or something like that. Just some crazy number here that shows that this offense does have the ability to move the ball and do the things, but the defense is just not doing it. We're scoring like 30 points a game with Andy Dalton under the center, and we're giving up 35. We're right back to that in 16, 17, back when the NFC South was shit again. We seem to have that rotation. We're back to being crap, and we're giving up more points than we can possibly score. So it's back to the defense being just that bad again. So, I mean, I don't remember the years, but I mean, whatever. I might be too late.
The Spagnuolo defense, like worst defense in the league. But we went from number 7 last year, and I think we're like 18th or 19th now.
Yeah,
that's a huge difference when you don't have that many changes in the coaching and the defensive coaching side.
Maybe DA is trying to be too involved in the offense and not letting Pete Carmichael do the job that he should be doing.
I think it's a juggling. I think it's a juggling problem for him. I think it is.
He's not used to figuring that out yet. So,
but look, he deserves at least 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying get rid of him, but something has to give. Something has to change. We have to figure it out. So, but that's for another show. That's not for right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we got. We gave you our picks this year for this week. I'm sorry. Anything else?
So I actually want to take a minute and just say the SEC is back as the dominant force in college football. It's back. I'm sorry. When you have Kentucky, when you have Georgia and Tennessee undefeated, you've got Alabama at 7-1, whose only loss comes to Tennessee. Ole Miss was having a good season, a couple of losses there.
Ole Miss one loss.
One loss. Yeah. And then
LSU is one blocked extra point away from being,
6-1.
Yeah.
And then we have Alabama this week. So look, Jaden Daniels for LSU and the young cat for Tennessee. Those guys are going to be. Well,
do we have Jaden Daniels for another year after this?
Yes.
Okay.
If he comes back.
See, that's good. I think he should. I think I think he's going to be one that would benefit from another
Hendon
year.
Hooker, that's it. Hendon Hooker with
Yeah,
Tennessee.
he would be another guy that would benefit from sticking around another season in college, because to me he's kind of like that Jalen Hurts kind of guy. He's going to get out there.
Well,
run
that's
the
what
ball,
Bobby
keep
Hebert was
passing.
talking about that, and they
And
were
that's-
compare and Mike Tatilia when they were comparing him to Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
and I think that's a fair comparison. The guy
Yeah.
is a tough. He
Yeah.
runs like his passes look good. When he plants his feet, his passes are amazing.
And I think that's what he needs to work on more is planning before he tries to throw, because there's a lot of times he tries to throw on the run and it sails, it goes bad or whatever. But Jaden Daniels is right up there to me. Looking at him is definitely with. No, he recruited hookers, just not the right ones. I'm sorry. He's right up there with Jalen Hurts, and I think he would benefit for another year in college.
PG,
So
Captain, PG.
I hope that LSU gets him for another year, because I think that would benefit that team overall. I think Brian Kelly, everybody gave him a hard time at the beginning of the year,
Yep,
which the way we started looking.
I did too.
And I think in the overall, we're probably gonna have 2 more losses this year. Probably looking at one this week, maybe one. A&M might be that.
If
that other one.
you play
And-
Alabama close and then beat Arkansas and A&M,
Yeah.
you're still looking at a bowl. But if you beat Alabama, we are in control of the West. If we beat Alabama,
Well, if they beat Alabama, they're on top of the West to be there. Looking at a playoff spot. But I mean, you're talking about a big if here. I mean, Alabama's still that team. So, I mean, we just play them. That's all you can do is you just have to play the game. You can't look ahead of it. And I think that's one thing that Brian Kelly is instilling in them. Like, whatever we did this week doesn't matter. We have to worry about what's going on this week. And I think he says that a lot in his pressers and everything else. So I think that
the King has made a prediction.
I think they're instilling that into the team, and they're going with it. So, hopefully LSU can pull one out and beat Alabama. That would be great to see. I would love it. That would be great. I mean, almost like the Pels going 71-1. I mean, just one of those things you don't think you're gonna see too much of. But I mean, I'm good too. You got anything left?
No, brother, I think we hit a little bit more than I thought we would hit this week. But
Yeah, we almost got an hour out of this thing. I'm tired.
well, look, I had a busy weekend. Knocking doors, doing other stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a wild few weeks for me, and gosh, November 8th can't get here soon enough. Oh God.
But all right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate the comments.
Yep. To everybody who did, we love you. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you didn't
like, share, subscribe, do the things, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Send this to the Middle East so they can use it to torture people, whatever. I mean, just share it with somebody.
I'm looking forward to that. Hell yeah.
Just share it with somebody. We got to get these views up. We got to get these views. We got to get it going. So, all right, guys, that's all we got. Deuces.